What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Kendryk Youngblood. All right, now again, I want to thank each and every one of you who have subscribed. As of this recording, we're at 55 subscribers. I actually did a 50 sub special, pretty much gave a story of how poetry helped me get a girlfriend and helps me actually keep her. All right, it was a really fun video to make. Most of y'all seem to really enjoy it, so that's dope. But yeah, today we're gonna be covering 7 YouTube channels that will elevate your poetry. One caveat I made when it came to selecting these 7 poetry channels is I wanted to make sure that they had poetry related content within the year of 2020. With that being said, let's get started. I actually separated the poetry channels that I'm providing for you into 3 different groups. The first being channels that focus on written poetry, the second channels that focus on spoken word poetry, and then finally channels that focus on rap. As for the channels that focus on written poetry, I'm gonna start off by plugging myself.
Boy, if you don't...
Alright, if you're new to the channel, I know that's a shameless plug, I know, but if you're new to the channel, seriously, subscribe. Like, I give breakdowns, analyses, and reviews of rap, spoken word poetry, written poetry from different highly acclaimed artists, and I also share my own written poetry as well as my own spoken word. I even did like an Avatar The Last Airbender rap just for the heck of it.
But I'm not a rapper. Show him how to rap!
He's not a rapper though.
But finally, I give general writing tips, tips on like ensuring that you don't plagiarize, or that you improve your rhyming, or how to do a love poem or how not to do it, different things like that. That's what this channel is all about. So it's a bit of a unicorn in that sense. Like, I don't really focus on any one thing regarding poetry, but I would definitely say if you are a lover of poetry and you want to grow your writing, this is for you, okay? All right, now the second channel I want to focus on that actually gives a lot of attention to written poetry would be Dimitri Reyes Poet. Dimitri Reyes highly inspired me to make my own YouTube channel regarding poetry. He was the first YouTuber I ever saw do that when it came to like written traditional poetry, and it really impacted my writing. He helped me a lot. He's 200 hours of watch time away from actually becoming monetized, okay? As of his last video, he said he's less than 200 hours away. If you want someone to subscribe to who has similar content like this but has been around much longer, I would highly advise you to go check out his stuff. Great guy, awesome dude. Some of the things Dimitri Reyes will do is he'll give general writing tips for, improving your technique in writing, but he'll also interview other poets, right? And these are poets that are typically in like the New Jersey area where he's based. He's actually an instructor in a university. I think it's Rutgers. I'll have to confirm that. But yeah, Rutgers University, I think. And then also he gives in-depth critique on poetry from his patrons. And it's through Patreon that these patrons give him monetary support. And in return, he will analyze their poems and give them feedback. Next and last poetry channel I want to cover regarding written poetry would be the Poetry Vlog. This channel is handled by Chelsea R. Grimmer. Her channel is also a podcast, and it focuses on social justice related issues through the lens of poetry. So she'll often invite poets of marginalized groups, whether that be queer poets or poets of color, and will actually have them discuss their own work as well as their journey as artists. And these poets can either be, unpublished or even like highly acclaimed artists in their own right. If you're really interested in seeing creative conversations in order to grow your own writing, that is a great channel for you. But she does also give tips for writing as well. The podcast format is probably the most alluring aspect to her channel. So I highly advise you to go subscribe to the Poetry Vlog. Okay, so that was 3 channels for written poetry. Here are 3 channels for spoken word poetry. The first one I want to cover is Right About Now. Right About Now, I've actually been featured on Right About Now before, which is really cool because they're a pretty big channel. Okay, as of this recording, they're almost at 100,000 subscribers. They broadcast recorded performances from open mics, slams, and features, and they're really awesome. Some of the poets might just be, young and upcoming. Others can be well established or even like really prominent in the slam world. And they also do live shows. And these live shows, if you're subscribed, you know when they're coming, and you get to watch these performances as they're happening. So that's really cool. They actually have some of my slam team's spoken word poetry. My slam team, if you didn't know, is UH Coogslam. Follow us at UH Coogslam on Instagram, just saying. All right, shameless plug over. I'm sorry, don't shoot me.
Stop it.
Get some help.
2 poems from Coogslam that they actually have displayed on their channel would be Hermione Should Have Been Black and Broken Accents. Go check those poems out. I'll put them in the description. And yeah, subscribe to them as well, because it's really great spoken word content. Always ends up elevating my own thinking so that I can improve my writing as well. And even if you're not a spoken word artist or anything like that, you're not into spoken word, that doesn't mean that what's performed on those stages can't impact your writing. I guarantee you they can. One of my teammates, Aris Kian, is actually having one of her performances premiere on Right About Now on August 4th. Probably by the time I submit this video, her performance will actually be up for you to watch. So yeah, definitely go subscribe to them. Check it out. Aris Kian is a phenomenal artist. So is everyone else on my team. Wasiq, Javed, Khaerisman, Jazzib, Akhtar. I'm actually gonna put the performances that we have in Right About Now in the description. The second spoken word poetry channel I would like to recommend is actually the biggest channel out of the 7 I'm recommending to you, okay? And it's Button Poetry. Go figure, right? They have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Great place if you just want to get flooded with so much amazing content from phenomenal artists. They do a lot of the same things that Right About Now does. They'll have recorded performances from open mics, slams, features. They'll also show live performances as well. The third and final spoken word poetry channel I'd like to recommend would be Youth Speaks. Youth Speaks is a channel that will showcase performances from the Brave New Voices competitions that happen every year. The poets that perform in these are actually young poets. They often are high schoolers actually. And this channel is for everyone, even if you're not a young poet yourself. But it's really great if you are a young poet and you get to see other people who look like you and yet are spitting some phenomenal work. You feel me? Like, yeah, it can be really awesome. So I would highly recommend you go check that out as well. And then finally, the last group of poetry channels I want to focus on are ones that pertain to rap. Lyricology 101. Andre Gaynor, phenomenal. I'm not a rapper or anything, but I still watch his channel because it helps my writing in general. He gives so many tips. He gives beginner, intermediate, and advanced rap tips. He will teach you freestyling, like how to improve your freestyling, how to improve your flow, rhyme schemes, wordplay. He even goes into bar for bar breakdowns of artists that are well known and have dropped really phenomenal projects. He'll do bar for bar breakdowns of those, and then through that you'll get to see what exactly is working in these rap songs. That is pretty much it. If you like what you saw, subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment, because it really helps the algorithm. All right, we have 55 subs. Really awesome. It's slow growth, but it's growth nonetheless, and I appreciate every single one of you. All right, so with that, deuces.